back, everyone, to episode 6 of the Cardcast, where we have a lot of awesome stuff to talk about. Honestly, sometimes when we started this project, I was worried about us not having enough to talk about, but somehow, some way, we just find things to talk about, and I really love it for that. So, Brandon, we got Brandon here. I appreciate you, man. Thanks for your time, and thank you, everyone, for tuning in and listening. We're going to be talking about Lord of the Rings for MTG today, and a lot of other stuff, so get ready, and let's get it. Brandon, what are your thoughts looking at these singles and the spoilers we have so far for the LOTR set?
Okay, so yeah, spoilers ahead, guys. For those of you who do not want any spoilers on this Magic the Gathering product, please skip ahead. But I have mixed feelings, man. I basically like certain things and I dislike certain things, but I will talk about the good before I talk about the bad. If you
Okay.
want to talk about Sauron, the lidless eye card, I think that is a really, really cool card. His fingers are all chopped off. Just the detail, how his helmet is, his head, all that good stuff. You got that nice orb in the middle. Everything is really cool, right? A lot of good mythics in this set. You got really cool artifact cards as well. You have some really cool land cards that I'm digging. Radagast, the Wizard of the Wild, is in there. There's a lot of good things, man. Gandalf, I'm kind of digging. Mount Doom, it's nice to see that in there, and Golem. I think I will probably dive a little bit into it. I think it looks nice. The thing I think they knocked out of the park with this is the one ring to rule them all. For those of you who do not know, there is a few of these, but the main full art version of this is a one of one. How crazy is that, Matt?
It is crazy, but just keep in mind, you will be able to get an unlimited version of this card, but there is a specific one that is serialized 001 out of 001. So, while I did it, the One Ring to rule them all, you will still be able to get this full art card. It just may not be, more than likely it won't be the one of one. But best of luck to everyone ripping it.
But how cool is that for Magic to do that? Like we're sitting here dogging Magic for the past I don't know how long. We're not the
Honestly,
biggest Magic the Gathering people. I mean, we like Magic, guys. We do, but we don't actively collect or play it at the moment.
right. I will say I saw people bashing the lands. I think it's cool that they did the map because in the movies
Yeah,
they always
dude.
reference the
Don't
map.
bash that,
Like,
guys. Come on now.
well, I did it like if you're playing red, like a mountain, like obviously perfect opportunity for Mount Mordor. If you're playing plains, maybe you play.
Correct.
Maybe they have
Correct.
the plains of what are they called? It's so long. I probably sound like I don't. I've
Well,
never
yeah, but
watched the movies.
they have the Misty Mountains. They have White Mountains next to Rohan, to
No,
me,
what's the plains where the elephants were in the movie? That was like one of my favorite scenes too. So
oh,
it's
you're talking about in Return of the King, the third movie.
yes, the plains. We'll get back to that if you know the answer. Hit it up in the comments.
But no, dude, I actually think they did a great job, man. Yes, would it be cool to actually have each individual land be each individual place? Yes, but they could also go six different other ways with it. I think having it be the map like this, where I mean, the Lord of the Rings map is iconic in itself. You know what I mean? So to have those be the lands is fantastic. Does it look a little odd for the maps to be almost all in green and then just the bars at the top and the bottom being colored? Yeah, it is, but it's different. And that's what I like about it because I'm tired of the same old with Magic and everything looking very much so the same. I love the frame that they did for these cards. I think the frames are awesome.
hmm
I just, dude, all around they hit it out of the park with the actual like artifacts and the places, the landmarks, everything. I do like Sam. I'm not the
Yeah, the
biggest like
stout-hearted is good. Sam the
yeah,
stout-hearted is very
dude,
good.
the stout-hearted is great, and then I like the Golem, the patient plotter. I think that's a great card. Mount Doom. Don't know, guys, and this is just a couple spoilers. We don't know exactly every single card, or at least I don't. Frodo, Sauron's Bane, great looking card, but there are a couple that I'm just not too fond of. Like the Tom Bombadil or whatever card. I'm not big on the Lauren Brooch card. Not a big fan of. I don't know. The Aragon card's all right, but like Bridge of Khazad-dûm, it's cool. It's just so far zoomed out. You kind of like lose. I don't know the essence. You could have done a couple other things with the Balrog or whatever you want to do in order to make it look really cool. But the Valley of Gorgoroth, dude, sick, sick looking card, man. You got the two hobbits in the middle.
Yeah.
You got the big mountain on there, dude. Overall, man, the party tree. Look, the artwork's great. The artwork's great. Could they have done a little more with this, guys? Yes. But for Magic the Gathering, I think this is a big step.
Overall, I'd say, like, for especially with all the BS secret layers and stuff they done, we couldn't have really asked for more. I mean, they did a really
Is it a
good
better?
job.
Is there a better specialty set? You feel?
No. I mean,
No.
the only one that competes
Exactly.
with this in terms of, like, fan service, if you would, is the Warhammer set. Like, that one was really good, and it wasn't just good for people who are fans of Warhammer. It was
Yeah.
people who are fans of Magic, because the decks added a lot of meta, which moves on to my next point. This set is going to be very good for a commander. Like, this is not going to be like you buy a commander deck and you only play, this deck just for fun with your friends. Like, there's going to be staples in here where you're like, yeah, I'm putting this in my deck. Like, why wouldn't I?
Playability. Playability is going to
Well,
come out of this.
Well,
Set.
especially to some of the lands. Like, look at Mount Doom, the red and black land. You can 100% play that. There is 100% playability in that deck. Like, why not?
I mean, dude, I just like
The
this as well
Shire.
because
The Shire.
dude, the
it's
shot. Oh yes, dude, that card is great. And look, I
heads
just
up too, if you click on them, there's an alternate art with it, and the alt art Shire, the full art one is
what?
nasty.
Let me see this.
full art
Oh,
Shire.
so there is some full arts in there. We need to see if there's a full art Mountain Doom.
There is, yeah. There's a full
Oh
art.
my goodness, this Shire full art is fantastic.
I know,
man.
dude. I know. It looks
Mountain
like it
Doom
looks
full
like
art. Oh, dude. See, this is the thing. Oh, I told you guys in the last podcast I just finished having a kid. So my wife and I just finished rewatching all of the Lord of the Rings. We're about to dive back into The Hobbit. Such a fantastic movie, and of course,
my God,
fantastic
dude.
books.
Look at
I love this set now, man. I'm in love.
Look at the Dandolf full art, dude. It's him falling, dude, to the ballad.
Oh, dude, come on. Oh, dude. See, guys,
Wait,
don't.
no, I said the ballad. I'm an idiot. What is
It's
it
the
called?
Balrog. It's okay,
Balrog,
dude. Look at
thank
this. The Elvish, dude. I mean, I cannot wait for this set to come out just for collectability, guys. I don't play Magic anymore.
Yeah, neither do I. I'm probably gonna do it
I used to.
myself.
I used to. But
Well, dude, you know me. I literally just sold like my favorite commander deck because I just got so mad at them, and I don't know why enough people in the MTG community didn't. Like, I got mad at what they did with the.
I mean, for good reason, man.
With the dual lands, dude. Well, one of my friends was just telling me the other day, and he's like, "Man, Matt, I wish you would have sold me your dual lands that you sold. I was happy to sell them to my shop. I love my LGS owner. I'm glad he's able to make some money off of them. But here's my thing. I knew I wasn't going to use them, so I sold them. With that being said, my friend was like, I wish you would have sold them to me, man. Because they just got so much cheaper. And I was like, really? What do you mean? He's like, yeah, dude. The revised ones from Magic 30 are worth more, or the ones from the Proxies from Magic 30 are worth more than revised now. And I was like, that's disgusting, dude. You're telling me a card that's over 2 decades old is now worth less than some dumbass. Sorry for the language.
No, it's
Is
okay.
worth more than a Proxy card that isn't even cool. It doesn't even have a Magic back. It has a Magic 30 back. It's like the Pokemon Championship Series cards. I was like, that's insane, dude. That's so messed up.
Dude,
To
I'm telling
collectors
you
and
right.
people who are like financially
Correct.
invested into it,
Correct.
who like sure they enjoy it as a hobby, but they'd like to see something out of it eventually because they believe in the hobby and want to see it keep going.
Well, and that's what they're saying. Magic hit the nail on the head with this one, dude. There's a lot of mixed reviews down here, but dude, Lupin says the fact that people think the lands are awful tells me so much about how you do not understand or care about this. True Tolkien fans understand the beauty of the maps, and that just sums it up, man. They did do their research. They did do it well, and there's a lot of mixed reviews, a lot of great love for it, and a lot of hate. And I think you can nitpick all day. Okay, but they want to be a little different with it, and they still want it to feel kind of Magic the Gathering,
Right.
but have a Lord of the Rings twist.
Right, and I'm gonna be honest with you, this is a beautiful enough set where I'm thinking about just buying a collector bots and whatever cards
I
I
will
pull.
buy at least one collector box, man. Absolutely.
Right. I mean, sure,
Absolutely.
it's a pretty penny, but dude, to pull it, get some, you're gonna get guaranteed beautiful cards, whether they're worth all the money in the world, you make your money back, is another
And I'm a
question.
fan. I'm a fan, dude.
Right, to put it in a binder and just look at it and be like, these are sick
Correct.
cards.
Correct.
Almost,
More grade.
Almost,
You know what I mean?
Almost like Bilbo and Gandalf sitting on that
Dude,
bench and,
Dude, imagine getting a Black Label Mount Doom full art, dude. Come on.
Yeah.
Sick.
The thing
Sick,
is about
dude.
Magic, though, a lot of people don't grade, because I almost graded my dual lands, and then my shop owners were like, actually, they're worth more if you just don't do that. And I know people are going to bash their opinion, but if you think about it, most people play with the cards,
Dude.
so, like, there's no point in grading them. I mean, unless you have, like, a Black Lotus, right?
No, dude. For these, since they're so iconic and people are so there's such a
This
high
this is
fan
different.
base for
This is
this.
different because
Dude,
there's
you
gonna
need to
be
go to the Golem card. You need to go to the full art Golem card right now.
okay. I'll
I'm
look at.
just they do so, dude.
Oh
And
yeah.
it's not a mythic. It's just gonna be easy to pull, but it's gonna be badass, man. Like, look at that.
I
That
hate
is
I
so
hate I
sick.
hate Golem though. I hate him, but you have to love him because there is no story without him. But I hate that little fuck, dude.
Dude, Samwise is amazing. That one's awesome.
I actually didn't look if there's a full art of that. Let me look.
There
Oh yeah,
is.
there is. There
There
is.
is.
I should have know that earlier. Everyone watching knows probably like I'm an idiot.
No, let me see if there's
Oh,
one
the
of
the
Radagast.
Frodo full arts are so much better than it. It's awesome.
Really? I
I
see the
also like how
Frodo
they did the
Sauron's
one
Bane.
where it has
Oh,
the ring with
yes.
the italic around it.
Oh, dude. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
But yeah, you're right. That
So,
Frodo Sauron's Bane, the full art's cool. I like the other version, where
yeah.
he's like hiding and it's got the ring wraith. Oh my
Right.
goodness,
I'm
man!
I'm gonna
Wow.
I'm gonna partake.
Absolutely gonna partake,
Well,
100%.
I'm
Ladies and
I'm
gentlemen, if
just
you are a Lord of the Rings fan, I highly recommend it.
well, I'm just Macca's, and for everyone who doesn't know me, who follows my trading card bro account, you'd never think it, but I actually was a massive MTG player from about 2012 to probably even before that. Actually, probably 2010 to about 2017. Like I was all about Magic. It's the only TCG I cared about. I say that I care about other ones, but really it was like my thing. I got away from TCGs for a little bit. Life happens. So it was hard for me to sell like the staples in my really good almost Matt's rarity commander deck, you know. So it's hard to want to get back into Magic, but me honestly, I feel like something's compelling me where I have to partake in this a little bit because I know there's not going to be something that comes around in
Well,
MTG for a long time that's going to make me say I need to get back in. But
correct.
this is,
Dude,
it's
if
one
you
of those
click on
things.
it is one of those things, and it's going to get everybody with the way that they're doing it. Click if you can click on Soul Ring, and it's got three of them, right? It's got if you scroll down a little bit, it's got Elven, Soul Ring, Dwarven, and Human, right?
Yes.
But they also serial numbered the rainbow foils for each one. I think that is so killer, dude.
They did, and
300 for elves,
that's what I was telling you about.
709. Oh my
Yeah,
goodness,
and that's what I
man.
was.
Oh,
And well, this is what I was showing you. You can still get the unlimited one if you click on the one range.
that's fine.
See how there's the
That's
one
fine,
range,
dude.
so you're still gonna be able to get the card. Allegedly, the one range itself, the one of one, has a different. I believe I could be butchering this, but I believe that card itself has a different ability, but it's still a staple, even for commander,
Well,
which is
and
interesting.
for those of you who do not know, there was three rings made for elves, seven for dwarves, and nine for men.
Hmm.
So for the fact that there's 300, 700, and 900 made for the serialized is awesome. There's also 3,000, 7,000, and 9,000 of the non-foil made. I just think what a great job this set is. And for those of you who are hating on this set, I'm so sorry that you have such high standards for Magic. I have such low standards for Magic
Which is why
that
it's
this
great.
ended up being, yes, great
Like
for me,
knocking out of
which
the
I will
park.
collect this.
Yeah.
But yeah, knocked it out of the park for me, man. The only other thing I could ask for is like a Strider, like an Aragon full art, which you
Well,
know what they may have.
here's the thing, bro. Exactly. You hit the nail right on the head. They may very well have it. We just haven't
Oh,
seen it yet.
you got to have a Legolas card. Like at that, I mean, there's no Gimli right now. I'm looking at Lauren Brooch, which is
Dude,
like, come on, man, where's my Gimli?
imagine the Legolas cards, dude.
Dude, imagine with him with the arrows. Like, what if he? Oh, dude, I can't even right now. Him and his bow and just doing some dirty thing. Oh my god, dude,
And we haven't
it's
seen,
gonna be awesome.
and we haven't seen,
Oh,
what's their
we haven't even
faces?
seen Sauron, dude.
Yep, we haven't seen Sauron. Well, no, we saw
Ooh.
Sauron up there. The lidless eye, remember? You mean Saruman. We haven't seen
Yes, I mean
Sauron.
Saruman. So sorry.
And we haven't
Yes, we haven't seen
and we haven't
Saruman.
seen Merry and Pippin. Like,
Correct. Or Treebeard. You know, there's got to be a Treebeard in there, man.
or any of the orcs, dude.
Oh, there's got to be some badass orc cards, dude.
Exactly. And you
And
already
some
know, and you already,
goblins, some little gabbies, some
right,
trolls.
and you already know they're gonna be black cards as orcs, you know, that'd be cool.
Absolutely. I mean, they may have like a
One thing that I saw in this
black
one,
red. That'd be sick.
right, and one thing that I saw that I want to bring up for pure speculation and just conversation. So anyone in the comments, please respond. I was reading one like Reddit board where people said Gandalf the Grey was a huge color mist. So they made him is it so red and blue. For people who don't play Magic that much, two colors combined. They're different guilds from like the Ravnica days, and they have different names. So red and blue is it? And I'm wondering what colors people would have thought were a better color match for Gandalf. The only thing I could think of in my mind was blue and white, just
Blue and
because.
white would be perfect because then he goes into Gandalf the White, which I would love to
Right.
see a card of that
Which
as
is what
well.
I was thinking. I was like, maybe someone thought it should have been black and white if it's Gandalf the Gray, because if you mix black and white, it creates gray. But there's not.
Ooh, that would have been cool.
But
But there's no
but
deck that really runs that, yeah?
well, no, there's a lot of decks that do. But like my whole thing is like blood is generally a bad thing or like a very evil thing.
Correct. And he's
Hence
not that evil at all.
Smeagol is black. But
Yeah, absolutely.
I don't know.
I mean, he literally looks like the skull in the icon, man. It's very
Right,
terrifying.
like for example, they made Aragorn, not the Blue Dragon, green and
Yeah,
white,
the
which
blue
made sense,
dragon.
right? Because he's like a forest ranger, so that made sense. So Jim Lee, you could see almost being like a red and green, close to the forest,
Yeah, but I'm
but
thinking Legolas needs to be that green and white, and then Aragorn needs to be like since he
yes and
has
no. I could see Legolas being green and
what is
blue, which
what
is
is
symmetry.
Gondor? Is Gondor's white then? And Aragorn just needs to be white, in my opinion. Oh, you know what? He probably
He's
is.
green and
It's
white.
probably
He's green and white, which is the
well. It
forest
says
because he's a ranger.
well. No, 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 no. I'm talking about Aragorn. Aragorn is because he's marrying Arwen. So okay, he's supposed to be a Numenor, right? Which is like a long-living human. But this is a human elf noble, and that's only because they're combined, right? She should be green,
Correct.
he should be white.
I was thinking.
Because his solo card, he's got to be plains.
Yeah, no, that's fair. I could agree with that.
He's got to be plains, and she's got to be forest, and that's why it's green and white. Maybe I'm wrong, and those in the comments can absolutely rip me a new one. This is just
You
speculation
never know. I'm sure they tried
because
to make.
yeah, because I can't see the
I'm
cards.
sure they tried to make it fit where they could, but like looked at like Sam, loyal attendant, is green and white as well. So it's probably just
Yeah,
where it
you're
could
right.
fit in. You
You're
know
right.
what I mean? Like
Yeah,
it
yeah,
can go
but he's
either
from the
way.
Shire, mate. He's from the Shire.
But I'll tell you, as far as like MTG lore, most of the time humans are white. But like
Correct, correct.
we're gonna see a lot of stuff that may not make sense. But I'm sure they did it playability wise, just like Sam, loyal attendant, green and white. Samwise, the stout-hearted, just white. So
Exactly, exactly.
So
Okay, so maybe there's multiple for him as well.
I'm sure
Okay,
they had to do it as a
cool,
meta
cool.
balancing thing too, so this like special set didn't like break the
Because it is
meta.
playable, yeah, just like you said.
It's very
Absolutely, dude.
playable. There's going to be certain cards in this set that are going to be in every deck. For example, Soul Ring, which is the one ring, Soul Ring, right, is a staple in almost every commander deck. Like literally, like you kind of hurt yourself if you don't play it. So, if you're not playing Soul Ring, why wouldn't you incorporate this awesome LOTR Soul Ring into your deck?
Well, it just doesn't have English writing on it. That's what sucks.
Oh yeah, but I mean you can pull up a
I mean, you know
translation
what
on
that
your
card
phone.
does.
Exactly, and
I mean,
people
it's a
know.
staple card.
People know.
So. Well, dude, overall,
Well,
man, I'm
yeah.
absolutely happy with this set. I think they did a fantastic job. For those of you who are on the fence about it, hopefully this kind of helped clear some things up. I know we are obviously sold on the matter, but that's only because we've kind of been looking into it and just we are fans. So we are fans of the series, or fans of Tolkien, all that good stuff. So, and like I said, yeah, I used to play Magic the Gathering too with a couple of my buddies
Fans of
about
Tolkien.
4 or 5 years ago.
It sounds like a Reddit page. Fans of Tolkien.
There
I'm sorry.
probably is a Reddit page fans of Tolkien, to be honest with you. You know, hold on.
We're not fact
See,
check that. I'm just
dude, I
joking.
just tried to check if there was a full art Sauron card, and there's not.
You
That sucks.
never know though. These are just spoilers. Like other
Correct,
stuff will come
correct,
out. I
correct.
guarantee there's a full art one that shows like a sword chopping out the fingers, or like him going in with that mace, dude. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, dude, that would be kind of cool.
Tell me, yeah. There's no way, dude. And I wouldn't be surprised if there was some full art variant of this Radagast, Wizard of the Wilds. I mean, how did you not? It's just said,
I
dude.
mean,
I just
I
looked
want
at
an
this dude.
artifact card.
His hand with the staff is on the deer.
Yep.
His elbows on the bear snout. That's awesome, dude. That is
Dude, it's
awesome.
a wonderful card, man. A wonderful, wonderful artwork,
I'm buying it,
and
dude.
I think
I'm
they did
buying it.
great. Yeah,
Well,
exactly.
let's move. With that being said, we want to hear about your comments and or everything you guys feel about this set in the comments, and let's move on to something that I personally and I kind of drug rather Brandon into it with me. But something that has been rocking my world, and that is Dragon Ball Power Absorbed. What a crazy set. So, a little backstory. I think anyone who's been a fan of anime and, grew up in the 90s and early 2000s as a kid loved Dragon Ball Z.
Yep.
I've dived in a little bit to Dragon Ball. I've gotten a couple staples that I loved, like the Vegeta SPR where it's signed. Like, Vegeta's my guy. Love that card. It's SSB. It looks sick. It's more like an emerald green. But anyways, moving on. For anyone who follows Dragon Ball, this set is rocking the internet right now. And all I gotta say about it is, if you don't know about it, it's called Power Absorbed. Yes, there's a normal set, but this is the first set that Bandai in general, which, keep in mind right now, Bandai has multiple card games, Dragon Ball, One Piece, Digimon, coming up on Battle Spirits, and Union Arena
Union
is
yep.
the new one. So with that being said, they finally released their first collector bots. And what I want to say about this set and this whole thing that's so interesting is it's gotten a lot of hate, but just as much love on the reciprocal. And it's very interesting because most card games, I think we can all agree, you see a lot of hype, a lot of price hikes going into a set for pre-sale. Post is time when the market I was about to use language. It kind of regulates itself. So what's interesting is, let's look at these Power Absorb collector boosters. Keep in mind, there's 12 of these per case, and Brandon and I clipped on those on TCG Player so you can see the same charts as me. There's 12 per case, and there's speculated only 1,000 cases. That means there is 12,000 booster boxes. I just pulled up my calculator. Let me put that to the side. We'll pull that back up. 12,000 booster boxes. What's interesting about that, and I'm going to go back to the actual set, there's something in here that they've also never done that you can only get inside collector booster boxes. So keep in mind, let's say the ballpark figure of 12,000 collector boosters. There is also alternate art secret rares. One of them is the Android 21. One is the very hated Vegeta, and I don't know why, because it's sick. And now I'm going to
It's so sick, dude.
And I'm blessed to pull it. Extremely blessed.
Yes.
When I get to this net statistic, and you'll see why. And then on the last one, there's the Radiant Cooler, which surprisingly is the only SCR that has no sales. Because there's 3 lists on TCG Player, 1,500, 1,350, and $1,000. None of them are selling. I wonder why. Does that
The golden cooler?
You're looking at Golden Cooler if you go to page 11 and go down because it hasn't sold yet. There's the Golden Cooler Radiant Pride alternate art. Anyways, that being said, first collector booster, you can only get these alt arts in the collector boosters. The crazier stat that I'm learning is from seeing people on Whatnot and people bring YouTube videos and talking to them and seeing who, because the thing is, the way these boxes were acquired was on a lottery system. For example, my LGS gets Bandai products. They were put into a lottery pool, luckily got allocation. They got 3 boxes. So most shops aren't even getting full cases of this, which is just absolutely nuts. But anyways.
Yeah, because they want it to be limited. That's why. Like, I know tons of LGSs that are small. They say small because they only usually order maybe 1 case of product every single time a set comes out. They're probably not getting it, dude.
Correct. Well, think about it. I didn't know TOP, Tournament of Power. It's like the most beloved Dragon Ball Super set.
Yes.
They only made 600 cases, which I can't believe that, but they did.
I'm telling you, it's going to go up in price. Everything after this set is going to go up in price, man.
Right. And so...
Well, not like every individual card, but yes, these sets and things like that, this is setting the tone, my man.
It really is, and it's smart. So for anyone who... A little backstory why this is so crazy is in a normal bots, you have 24 packs, and a collector booster, you have 12 packs. But every pack has a gold stamp card like this Gogeta, and it's the last card in the pack. It's pretty crazy, but this card is literally a common. This card normally would be a 20-cent card, but they literally made it look as good and as elegant as far as stamping, textures, as a secret rare. Like what you would normally see, like secret rares right here. You have the Cooler and the Vegeta and the 21, where it's anywhere from 250 to 120, which I think 21's going to drop down in a couple of sets, so don't go out and buy them unless you play the game. But that's why it is so high right now. It's just people play the game. But anyways, back to the stat, and then we'll move on a little bit. Is there's 12,000 boxes, right? Out of a case, people say what they're saying is you get 2 secret rares, because you can still get everything you get in a normal power absorb box and a collector box. There's just more. You're guaranteed that 1 gold hit. So what they're saying is you get 2 SCRs per case, so either the Vegeta, the Cooler, and the 21, or the Alt Art 21, Vegeta, and Cooler. So you get 2 secret rares and 2 Alt Art secret rares. So if you say there's 12 boxes in the case and only 2 of them have that, well, you chop the numbers immediately. You know, there's 1,000 cases, there's only 2 boxes with Alt Art secret rares. You're talking about 2,000 copies between the 3 of them. So you take 2,000 and divide it by 3. You're talking about, you know, at most there's 667-ish or 666. Or less, depending on if they made one of them more scarce than the other. You don't know. Bandai's not going to put that out. One of them is more scarce. So if you think about it, you're talking about, luckily, if anyone follows my YouTube, I pulled the Your Number One alternate art. That is a card that is a less than 1,000 copy. And in a modern day TCG where we're not talking about serialized or anything off the wall like that, that is scarce. That is extremely scarce.
Well, and how limited this actual product is, man, in my opinion, makes it even more scarce. Like, look, this is not going to be hitting your Targets and Walmarts.
Not at all. And something that's interesting, I was trying to look up some stats. So I was just trying to figure out how many boxes were in a case until I did a little bit of detective work. Figured out it was 12. My LGS owner was like, oh, I'll just look on the distro site. I got you. They already pulled it off, dude. This stuff just came out on Friday. They already pulled it off the distro site. That doesn't happen. You can look at sold out stuff from a year ago. This already got pulled off. Like, this is very, very limited. Like, my LGS owner doesn't carry Dragon Ball, but he does heavily carry Digimon in One Piece. And his rep hit him up and was like, you know, you should get on this. This is going to be huge if your store qualifies for it. And he's like, since you did Bandai, you qualify for it. But there's still a lottery system, so he's like, I hope you did it. And luckily he got 3 boxes, dude. 3 boxes.
Dude, how is Unstoppable Technique Golden Stamp? How is that not at a higher like valued card? That is such a gorgeous looking card, and that's what I don't get about the Dragon Ball Super like market. And I know it's based off most of the community and what they do, and I'm not a huge, like, I do collect Dragon Ball Super cards, but I'm not into selling them or grading them or anything like that. So the market for me is pretty new. One, I gotta say again from the last podcast, I said it, I love the Power Absorb Collector Booster Box like pack and artwork and everything.
I do.
It's fire, right?
I do.
Goku's on the front, right?
Vegeta's on the front.
Vegeta's on the front. Let me see.
Vegeta.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, Vegeto's on the front. So Vegeto's on the front, which is basically like implying, hey, look, you got a main man is going to be the number 1 chase, right?
Right.
Vegeto's going to be the number 1 chase. No, Vegeto's not the number 1 chase.
I do.
The number one.
I do agree.
The number 1 chase is Son Goku.
Yes. Right.
The Ghost Rare.
Yep, I was into that.
So Vegeto, in my opinion,
Which isn't even on TCG Player yet, which is crazy.
Correct, but Vegeto needed to be the number 1 hit.
Well, it's interesting.
Dude, this is the first collector box they come out with. How are you going to have Android 21 be your number 1 priced card right now?
I agree, and it makes me mad too.
Come on.
And same with Cooler. Well, that's what makes me mad about the You Are Number One, and it's not because I just pulled it. Because I was one of the only people I know in the DBS community who was advocating that this card was sick. Yes, they could have done a lot more, especially for Vegeta, because he didn't get justice till his Super Saiyan Blue SCR that came out a couple sets ago. I think it was in Realm of the Gods. Yeah, Realm of the Gods. He didn't get justice till then. Anyways, this card's sick because, one, it's a really great moment. The You Are Number One alternate art, it's a really great moment, you know, from the Buu saga, where Super Saiyan 3 Goku takes on Majin Buu when Vegeta's beat down. So I really like the way they did that. It was just interesting because a lot of people bashed it, and I get it. There could have been better artworks, but, like, we can't decide that for.
Well, no, they bashed it because it's the same as You Are the One regular card.
Right.
That's why. But it's not. They put look. They put the bodies in a complete different corner. They made it Super Saiyan. They made it a whole nother artwork in the background. Like, yes, Vegeta is the exact same. That is the only
Mm-hmm.
thing that is the exact same about the card.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I guess the title as well. But that is it. Like, who cares? It's an alternate art for a different purpose. You know what I mean? Like, if you want to tell me anything, the Android 21 is even more lame because she's barely in another position. So you might as well leave her in the same position and throw a different texture or hollow on it. But I
Right.
will say they at least give Vegeta some love because he's in the Proud Warrior starter deck, and he's got, of course, the Majin Buu M on him and everything else. It's
Right.
super
Well,
cool.
just in the DBS community, they feel like Vegeta's been cheated out of a lot of stuff, and there's been a lot of Goku love.
But Goku's the main character, man. Like you gotta understand, Vegeta's made and written to be like that. He is
You,
supposed to be the guy that constantly takes blows over and over and
yeah,
over.
you see, I agree with that sentiment, but at the same time, if you look at it from a whole Dragon Ball timeline perspective, and now this is getting a little theological, if you would, into Dragon Ball Z and the Dragon Ball lore. Vegeta is a much better character because he's had character
Oh
development.
yeah.
Like Goku
Oh,
hasn't
I
developed.
hate Goku, dude. I hate Goku. I think he's a lame, goofy ass character, right? But I love Vegeta. I love Trunks. He's my favorite character.
Yeah,
I
me
think Vegeta
too.
is amazing. But I also love Vegeta because of the way they have written him.
True.
If they didn't write him the way that everybody has such sympathy and empathy for him, then guess what? He wouldn't be the character that you guys all love today. So you guys need to understand that this is the way that he's meant to be. I do think by having him be the number one and you are the one card, and then also Vegito being basically him as well. Being on the front of the collector booster box, they did give him love in this. But do
Right.
I wish that there was an actual badass Vegito card? Yeah, I really do, man.
I agree. Here's what I'll say is kind of just to pull it all together because I don't want us to spin off too far. If you are interested in this set, especially these dual stamp cards, because I've talked to certain Dragon Ball collectors, and they're like, I don't see them retaining value. Here's my thing, I don't call that because more sets are going to come out after this, and unless Bandai is like, we need to make more collector boosters, which they could or they couldn't, I don't know. I don't know what they're
After
going to.
this, they will. After this, they will.
You say that, but Bandai already has printing issues, so how are they going to.
Yeah, maybe they make one a year, but it's not going to say that they're not going to make them ever again.
Right, right. I'm sure they will, but I'm saying I don't think it's going to be an every set thing. It's not going to be where magic.
No, no,
But,
no, no,
but,
no,
but
no.
yeah,
I think this will be specialty
you
stuff
have to understand. You
every
have to
time.
understand where people got concerned because Magic the Gathering now it's a normal. Like, okay, am I doing a collector booster, a draft booster, a set booster? Anyways, like these gold stamp cards are sick, dude. Like I've FaceTimed with you and showed you my hits. Like these cards are absolutely beautiful. Like this SSB Gogeta is one of my favorite hits that I got, like hands down. And the
Some
Vegeta
of the commons look great.
and the SSB of Vegito. Yeah, yeah, exactly. And there's the silver foils too.
Like,
It's
come
really
on,
cool.
guys. Yeah,
But
it looks fantastic.
But what I was gonna say is right now the market's really in the air. If there's a car you really want, go and buy it. I mean, I'm not telling you to go buy the Ultra Art SCRs, but I am saying like these gold sim ones, like I would buy them because guess what? These cards are sit in a BGS slab, and Bandai has good quality control. Their cards generally grade very high. Like I already see two cards right here that I want to buy. On page 2, there's the Deadly Clash gold stamped, which is Android
Hmm.
17, and then Android 18 Selfless Savior gold stamped with her in the Adidas tracksuit. All jokes aside,
That is sick,
all jokes
though. No, I'll
aside,
take it.
all jokes aside, they're sick cards, and I'm like, honestly, I'm blessed. Like my only collector bots I opened, I hit the Altered SCR, and most of the big ones, dude. I had to go back and watch the video because I was like shell shocked because on page 1, I hit the Cumber Furious Frenzy gold stamped, and then back into the You Are Number One alternate art. That's nuts, dude. That's nuts. You're talking about a pack where the value of it is like 300 to 350 plus. Like if that one pack paid for
Yeah.
the bots.
Hmm.
Now,
Yep.
now,
Exactly.
just a disclaimer. I'm not saying everyone else is gonna have that luck. I hope you do, but realistically speaking, you're not.
Yeah. It's a
Just
very difficult thing. You get screwed on collectors' products all the time.
100%, and it's unfortunate. But I lucked out and I hit that in the pack, and I was like, what in the world, you know?
Yeah, yeah, dude, you'll luck out sometimes. You really will. Bandai product is crazy. I was watching somebody on Instagram, one of our buddies. He was opening uh, One Piece at 4:30 in the morning. Ended up pulling the manga Ace card,
I
dude.
watched
And I'm
that
like,
as well.
dude,
I watched
I was
that
like,
as
are
well.
you serious?
Yeah.
Yeah, some good stuff can come out of these moments whenever you open up some expensive product, but it is a gamble. But
So are you
like I
telling me
tell
I
trading
should?
card
Are you
bro,
telling me I should stay up till 4 in the morning and we can open my other
we can
collector
open the other.
booster?
Yeah. Look, I tell people this. Yes, the value is great in some of these products. It will continue to go up. Yeah, sure. But if you like the product, if you like the show, if you like the characters, if you like the cards, rip it. Rip it and collect it and see if you pull it. Like, yes, you may not. And if you're going to keep the box sealed, you're going to be living in a what if the entire time. But
Oh
if you
my
open up a
god. Is that
box,
your way of subliminally messaging to me that we're about to open this box?
yes, dude. Yes, bro.
You're the
Yes.
worst.
Look, I
You're
hope
the
you guys have
worst.
a good luck finding some. I hope you have good pulls on this product. I do want to touch base on something else that Trading Card Bro wanted to talk about with another Bandai product, and that is Digimon.
Oh, here we go. The last thing
Oh
I'll
my
say is
goodness.
if you're a bid spender, you're not spend money either way. My
Yes.
recommendation is do not spend money, excuse me, on an SS3 Sundoku Universe Stage Ghost Rare
Oh
unless
yeah.
unless you know it's a steal. Like if someone offers it to you for $1,000, take it, run, thank them, don't look back.
Dude, if I'm Yu-Gi-Oh, I'm pissed right now about that Ghost Rare.
But
I'm livid.
right, but all I'm gonna say is don't be the guy who spends 10 or 15K on this card. Because here's the thing.
No, dude, that
Here's
is
here's the
outrageous.
thing. Eventually, whether Bandai's not gonna release it, and neither is a rep most likely, but at some point we're gonna get some quantitative data about how many are really out there, roughly.
And
So
then that'll be the main value, and then you can start
correct,
judging what you want to pay.
correct. And so here's the rough part. People said this is comparable to a Manda Shanks or a Manda Ace hit, because like, hey, they're just people are. I think that's people reaching. They're kind of like, oh,
No,
it's
no, it's not.
well.
It's
I
not, dude.
mean, that's reasonable to say it's a six case hit, dude. When there's only a
I mean, if
thousand
you're going to talk
cases,
about just the hit rates, sure, but the actual card overall, dude, Ghost Rares will reign supreme in my mind.
because it's a
They just will.
because it's a first up. But all they were trying to say is like for a hit rate. So if you say there's 12,000 boxes, and it's every six case hit, 12,000 divided by six, right? 2,000. So roughly, it's in one in every six cases. There's probably about 2,000 out there.
I don't care. The
I'll,
Son Goku is a Ghost Rare. It will outdo any manga freaking card you throw at me, dude. I'm telling you that right now.
he,
This Ghost Rare is so sick, dude. The only thing I'm mad about is that freaking Bandai's ripping off Yu-Gi-Oh.
can I tell you something though that I just got mind blown about
Talk to me.
that people are overlooking? If it is in fact a one in six case hit, let's just speculation talk about it. If it is a one in six case hit, right? You hear me?
Yeah.
And we determine. Okay, wait, hold on. One in six case hit. Yeah. So there's 12,000 boxes. You divide that by six, there's 2,000. So if that number adds up, how many Sundokus are there out there? Based on those numbers, and this is purely speculation, hypothetical, if you would, my friend.
Do it hypothetically, man.
Well, what I'm asking you, what's 12,000 divided by six? You should know that.
Come on, what's 6 times 2?
12, 12.
Oh
Yeah.
my
There we
goodness.
go. Okay, so all jokes aside and all mathematics aside, say there is 2,000 copies of this out there.
Dude, that'd be crazy, man.
Okay, there is. But what's scarcer than that? Now start thinking.
What? Are you thinking even lower?
No, no, no. What's scarcer than that?
Oh, I know. You're gonna go back to One Piece.
No, the altered SCRs, dude. That
Oh, you're
means
talking about in the same Dragon Ball Super. You
yes.
think the SCR? So you think
That
the SCR is going to or should be worth more than this Ghost Rare?
that's what I'm hinting at. Think about it.
Dude.
As far as like a card worth in a scarcity, there's in theory if it is
Yes.
a one in six days hit, there's less of these
No,
alt arts than the Ghost Rare. The only difference
you're
is
correct, buddy. But then you deal with people like me, who says, "I don't care what you're saying to me. All I hear from your lips is Ghost Rare, Ghost Rare, Ghost Rare, Ghost Rare, Ghost Rare."
you're not wrong.
It's because look,
Here's my thing. Going back to the
statistic
bots,
wise, you're right, dude. You're right, buddy, 100%.
right?
But dude, this card is sick.
Going back to the bots though, this is my last thing about this, and we'll move on. Why was the Ghoster not a Vegito? If Vegito's
That's
literally on the
that's what
front.
I'm saying, bro. Why? That's why I thought the box was a Goku. From far away, I didn't click on the actual. I just was scrolling because I knew that this card was in the set, and I was like, okay, Son Goku is gonna be the big banger. That means
Yeah.
that he's gonna be, of course, on the front. No, it's Vegito. Okay, if Vegito's on it, where's his card? He's not even got a banger in the freaking box, dude.
Right.
So I'm with you right there, dude. Vegito should have been this card. Don't know why they decided on Son Goku. They absolutely love Son Goku in Dragon Ball Super, dude. It's like their number one character. I swear to God. Every single set I open, I get a Son Goku card. I feel. But yes, all jokes aside, moving on. Speaking of Bandai ripping off yet again another company, we'll jump on over to Digimon and have Matt
Yes.
kind of take you through what their newest endeavor is with what is it, Beelzemon?
Yeah, so this is really interesting. I talked to Brandon about this. I was at my local's Beelzemon Cup. I had a great time. Really cool tournament. First off, I want to applaud Digimon and Bandai because obviously they orchestrated over them. But Bandai because I love what they did with this. They did it where the tournament cost $30 to enter at an LGS. And you could either play with the deck out of the box, or, which was awesome because it came with sleeves too. Like, it was literally ready to go.
That's sick,
If you had a
dude.
dead
That is
box,
badass.
yeah, sleeves and extra promos inside, which were like alternate arts of cards that are playable in the meta. Like, very cool.
That is really cool, Digimon, man.
Right, and I love Digimon for their playability. I like Digimon. I'm kind of mad I took a step back and got more into One Piece because I really enjoyed Digimon. But with all this being said, what I was gonna go into is it's super cool because this card, and you may be asking, well, what is this card? What's so special about it? Well,
One, it looks sick.
it is a very BA card. We'll keep it PC. It's a very BA card. I would die to have it in my collection so I could send it to Beckett and just
Yep.
look at it,
Yep.
sleep with it under my pillow, maybe under the mattress. I don't know. But
Man.
anyways, what's cool about this is my LGS owner was telling me about it, and I'm like, what do you mean it's a special card? He's like, yeah, you can pull it out of a random deck. I was like, what do you mean you can pull it out of a random deck? Because obviously me being a big Weiss guy got me thinking. So check it. This card, you don't even pull one per case, which they do their displays the opposite of Weiss, where Weiss is 8 displays, 6 decks. With Bandai and Digimon, it's, if you can imagine, it's 6 displays with 8 decks, so still 48 decks. And people are alluding to that it's a less than, it is a less than one case pull. I want this card. It has no bids. I do want this card a lot. It is very expensive. Yes, I agree. But it's sick. Like, I would love to slide this up. I don't even care if it's a BGS.
I want to see it in the actual hall. Like, I want to see it actually hollow, textured, all that good stuff. That's what I want to
It's probably
see.
phenomenal. Because at first when I was at the shop, and I'm not trying to find a bid spender, because trust me, everyone in my pockets are not that deep. I just
Love
have
cards.
a shiny cardboard addiction.
Yes.
But I was like, oh, is this like a one per display? Because I'll just buy a display right now, because I'm sure the card will make it for the value. And they're like, no, this is like a less than one per case.
So what if
Anyways,
you bought 2 cases?
and you didn't get it, you should have just, you're playing, because here's my thing why I don't think this is that bad. This person
No,
started it at
dude.
500. A display of these decks
No.
do 30 times 8. That's 240. Plus tats, I mean, that's really not a bad price for the card considering the
So
rarity
you're
of it.
getting 500. So it's 500. So he's basically making the value of, look, it's less than 1 case hit. You're getting 2 cases. It's $500. This card's $500.
Now, dude, if you were to buy a case, it'd be like, what is it? 6 times 240. You're talking about a case of
Okay.
these debts
Okay. So yeah, that's cool. Yeah.
is like 1440 if you're buying it at MSRP and you're not an LGS. You know what I mean? So
Yeah,
like,
yeah, you'd be almost $1,500 in there. I mean,
not even worth.
you're gonna hit
Just buy
him,
the
dude. If
card.
you're gonna buy 2 cases, you're gonna hit him,
No,
man.
I'm saying
There's
50.
no.
It'd be like 1500 for one case, bro. If you bought it, if like me as a
So
person bought it MSRP.
you're telling me that if I wanted to buy a case of this, is this like a special product that's coming out, or is this just
It is. So what it's from is it's from a it's a
That's
deck, but it's a
ridiculous,
tournament level deck, and they decided to incorporate this. And that's why I said it
dude.
reminded me of White Schwartz, but even more rough than White Schwartz is more like Osika, because there's only one of them. And at least in Weiss, you get 2 SPs per case generally for trial death, so there's normally 2 SPs, and you get both of them in each case, right?
So what's the pop for this card? That's the thing. Like, come on now.
No
If you're
idea. I
telling
just
me,
love Beelzemon as the Digimon, because I'm a huge Digimon guy. Whether I step away from the TCG or not, I'm always going to be a huge Digimon guy.
no, he is
The card's
sick,
sick.
dude.
The card's sick.
Well, no, and he's a sick Digimon. I get that. Like, he's badass, dude. His six pack is like ripped. Like, I'm telling you, it's a great looking card. It's
That
really really
that's
sick.
that's
But
what you point out, not the tool guns. Sits bad. Beelzemon's
dude,
ripped,
I
bro.
I just zoomed in. The only thing it goes into like is like the rock hard pecs underneath this gun. I'm like,
Yeah,
he's got
and
the pecs, the six pack, the
yeah,
side six pack. You know what I mean?
yeah,
Like Jesus
and
Christ.
those Tartar shorts. Come on, chill out, Beelzemon.
Dude, no, he's game on, dude. He's ready to roll, and I think it is one of the sickest Dragon Ball, one of the sickest Digimon cards I have seen. But again, do they do it like Dragon Ball Super and have it be as rare in a different way as the Ghost Rare? Like, it seems to me that they're kind of doing a pattern on how rare these cards are, just doing it in a different type of product.
I mean, it's definitely significantly more elegant than the normal one,
You
so I will
think?
applaud them on
Wow,
that.
you think so? So okay,
No,
yes. If you're
I'm saying that the normal one in the deck, like this alt art is
Oh yes,
severely more,
yes, absolutely. Especially, dude,
or
if you like the color
significantly.
purple, if you like the color purple, bro, this card is like got to be had, man. Like this is I've never seen so much purple on a card in my life, dude. This is insane. Okay, I love this card, guys. I hope anyone who's trying to get this, I wish you the best at pulling it. Matt, do I think you're gonna pull this? Absolutely, because you just have insane luck with these types of weird specialty set BS, man.
He's just trying to get me to rip the collector booster. I'm
I know
not kidding.
I do, man, and I speak into existence everything that he pulls. I swear, like it just happens. Which, hey, do that to yourself, do that to your friends before you rip. Say, I am gonna pull this card. I am gonna pull this
Well,
card.
maybe I'll rip it off camera, and then no one will believe me that I actually got it off camera. But I'd be okay with that, because at least you and I would know.
But no, I look overall. Do I think that they are taking a page out of Weiss Schwartz's book or Osika's book? Yeah, I do. But I think it's for good reason because they are trying to get their rarity charts up in the Digimon scale. So I think this helps.
Well, and just so y'all know, I am going to track this on my Digimon, or sorry, on my eBay account, and we will come back to this and see if it actually sold, so we can get a decent market value on. Because in my opinion, based off that quick math that we just did, and it should be a little off. People should be like, you're on drugs, you don't know what you're talking about. I know what people have pulled in. I know people have allegedly ripped a case in my area and not pulled it, which is nuts. But
Yeah, that is crazy if you rip a whole case of it. And
well,
just speaking of that, the
well,
price of a whole case is ridiculous, dude.
right. Well, it's because it's a tournament-ready deck. You know what I mean? So
Jesus, man, $1,500.
and the deck is really good. I played it today, dude. I'm mad I had to leave it early because I was about to win that Winter Stamp Beelzemon, but that's another story for another day. But you know, this is one of those things just like the Sun Goku or the Manda Ace or the Manda Shanks, where it's like some people are just getting lucky, dude, and it's all chance, dude. It's literally all chance. If you're in the TCG world with these higher rarities, eventually, you know, like the saying, every squirrel finds a nut. A lot of the people who are hitting this are people who are buying one deck in the tournament, and then they see that, and they're like, I'm taking that out of my deck and I'm not playing it. I don't care if that disqualifies me, because you have to have a 50 card deck and
Yeah, I wouldn't play it
Digi,
either. Absolutely not.
Yeah, they're like, yeah, I'm not playing that, so they just pull it out.
Later.
Yeah,
Peace out.
exactly,
Like,
exactly.
yeah.
With
The last thing.
with that moving back
The
on,
last thing. The last thing. I know what you're about to say. I know what he's about to say, ladies and gentlemen. Are you about to tell him? Are you about to tell
yes,
him, bro?
I never want to be a person where I'm like, I told
Told
you
you
so's,
so.
but I told you so's.
Dude,
Our
tell him.
episode 3. If you can roll back,
I
maybe
remember.
maybe I'll insert a little clip of Rolling Bat saying sign cards of the future. But Final Fantasy TCG, not a Bandai product. Not a Bandai product. There was a really cool collection. May or may not be kicking myself in the rear end pretty hard for the past couple of days. because I got a notification on Instagram and like, you know, the little commercials, which normally we don't really care because most of us don't need like Viagra or like something else to pick up dirt off our ground in our house. It's a Roomba joke. Anyways, there was
Oh,
on the Square Enix website. There was a Final Fantasy Noir collection where there's a bunch of signed cards, and it was like $80. And I was like, wow, $80 is a lot for 6 cards. If I know in my head, they're probably gonna be worth more. But then I said, I'm good. I don't play Final Fantasy TCG. If I'm like anyone else in the hobby and collecting community, we all know we're trying to minimize, if you would, the amount of stuff we're doing, especially with like stuff like AIDS at $8 a carton and you know milk at $5 a gallon, roughly in most
dude,
areas. It's just
so
rough.
expensive.
And I know not everyone eats those foods, but I'm saying just in general, everything's more expensive. Sucks, but it's where we live in. But we still want to feed our shiny cardboard habit. Anyways, I didn't buy it, but you know what really messed me up is I don't remember if it said on the website, so you can smite me if I'm wrong. I didn't realize it was serialized out of 3,500. Not the card specifically, but the booklet. Anyways, they were signed, and now they went from $80 to $400. Am I mad because I didn't get one because I wanted to resell it? Absolutely not. I'm mad because now it's like unattainable. And maybe it's a good sign, like, hey, Matt, don't get into Final Fantasy TCG. So I didn't get those. But anyways, moving on. The new set, Final Fantasy From Nightmares, releases March 24th. And if you look at these spoilers right here, and I told Brandon before this, I was like, hey, this is something I want to talk about. Check this out and tell me what you see on the spoilers. And tell me that I didn't call it. And he's like, you called it. I was like, and he's like, you always called it. I was like, please allow me to humble myself. I do not always call it. But look at this. This cloud card. It is sick. It's super sick.
Yeah, that cloud card is awesome,
It's beautiful, but it's signed. It's signed.
Of course, signature cards, man. They are the standard now, my friend.
And I'll tell you this, what turned me off about that Noir set is like, I'm not trying to say it felt lazy. I'm not. But the card's not even signed by a voice actor, I believe. I think it's like the creator of Final Fantasy. And it's like a hot stamp card. And it was the same signature on every card in that set.
Yep.
Was it like very memorable moments from Final Fantasy if you're a Final Fantasy fan? Absolutely. Hence why I'm biting myself, because I'm like, you know what, that would have been cool for me to look at, but I was like, it was almost like how I felt about MTG and LOTR, where I'm like, I don't know if my heart's there, so why do it? You know what I mean? Sometimes we have to like, you know, it's just like with Pokemon, with Evolving Skies. Like, I don't recommend anyone who's in the English Lotter buy an Evolving Skies bots right now. Like, they're just atrociously overpriced.
They're so expensive.
For a set that just came out. Like, you know what I mean?
Modern set. That's
right, for a modern set. And it's just like, if your heart's not in it, don't go for it. You know what I mean? Like.
But this, dude, this cloud card. Come on, man. This thing is awesome. It is signed. It is. I don't know the pop on it or anything like that, but
I don't know
like,
either.
It is.
And I'm gonna try and do some investigation because I don't know many people that rip Final Fantasy, so I was gonna try and do us a favor and get on whatnot.
Well, MSRP is $143 a box, man.
Well, so on
he's on it.
On TCG Player right now, it is what's it called? 114 a box. So I don't know. I'd imagine if you think about a hit like that, it's got to be a multi bots hit.
Or absolutely. Yeah, it's gonna be in every 3 or maybe half case or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Which, you know what? That's fine. Like, I'm always down for a half case.
These other cards are cool, though. It shows, like, the sample full art. I like that, because anyone who knows anything about Final Fantasy knows that each bots you did cool. A full art, but... So I'd imagine...
The cloud card's the only thing I'd go there for, though, man. Sorry. And, of course, the booster box and the booster packs are all the exact same artwork of Cloud in that card.
The Sephiroth set, too, though. It is.
Dude. No, it is, but, like, obviously they put all of their eggs in one basket with that card.
Exactly. And everyone's going to chase it. That's why they did it.
Absolutely. So. It's just the one card from the set.
And it's the first one in set.
Yeah, bro. Well, if you're a Final Fantasy fan, I hope you guys fancy this and you find this to tickle But I don't know, man. I'm not a big Final Fantasy player. I never was. A lot of my buddies are huge Final Fantasy fans, which is great. I am a trading card fan, but is it enough to sway me to this product?
There's someone
Probably
on
not.
Whatnot breaking a case of it right now. I'm watching it.
And we're gonna see if they pull a sig.
I know, I'm about to. But hey, we don't want to talk your guys' ears off. We appreciate your time as always. Like, thank you. We love this project, and we just love anyone that tunes in or gets something from it. You know, they're just going through their daily routine and did something from it. I mean, I'm not gonna lie. I listened to our Cardcast a good amount because I want to be able to do a better job. And I know Brandon has the same sentiment. So with that
100%.
With that being said, I hope you all have a wonderful week, and we can't wait for the next episode or what madness ensues in the next week of the trading card hobby.
Yep. Yep. Absolutely, man.
But y'all have a blessed week and take care, and we will see you soon. Peace.
Later.